Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to Historian Stitch. It is How To Wednesday, and we're actually doing it on Wednesday this time. Yay! If you've been on Facebook anytime in the last 30 minutes, give or take, probably give a lot, I just put our post of the week up that involved body image and how we've progressed through the ages of lots of padding and actually using the clothes to our advantage to know we're going to force people to change themselves. Completely different subject altogether than what we're doing now, but in that post I mentioned that our how-to video today would be talking about tucks. Tucks being the layers folded over one another in your skirts or pants or even in your shirts. Shirts and blouses sometimes have the folds in them to give them a little bit more fullness and kind of gathering. It is a form of gathering technically, but we are doing that partially because it's been a long time since I've had to do them. I sat down and I'm making a new old garment, basically. Tucks are these bits. I am making what I have dubbed a pettilet because I am mixing a petticoat with panelettes. Um, Something that I can wear under fairly modern skirts, so it'll have enough fullness that it's not very flat looking, but at the same time, there's not going to be chafing and issues. So, I am making pettilets. Started out as a simple drawing. I had the idea looking at this pattern. I am taking the tucked petticoat from this very pattern. Eventually I'll be making a tucked petticoat because I have worn out the one that Mom made for herself and I ended up getting. But basically, since this particular pattern has 7 gourds, which are the chunks of the petticoat itself, I cut out 8. That way, each leg has 4 gourds, and then shaped it as as panelettes would be shaped. And we're going from there. So I have obviously one pettilet leg done. That's really fun to say. Have one more to do. I already have it pinned. But what you really want to focus on when you're doing tucks is sizing. I am really bad about just looking at something and going, that's about an inch, like I did with these upper ones, and then the rest of these are about half an inch. Some of them are a little bigger, some of them are a little smaller. Depending on who you are and how OCD you are, that's perfectly fine. But the easiest way to do tucks properly is to have I have one somewhere, small ruler. It is a seamstress's or tailor's ruler. Ah, there it is. That's even my good one. Something akin to this, where you can actually move the guard here back and forth to the size that you actually need. Place it in under your fold of fabric right at the edge, right at the upper edge of it. So you can kind of already see where that is. If it were flat, is that at half an inch? About to be. So we'll put it at half an inch, see how big these actually are. And you tuck it up into it, kind of like that. Fold it down over until you hit the pink, in the case of this particular ruler. And then you would pin it down to that point. You would do that with all of your tucks. I pin all of mine down because of how I end up sewing it. Rather than doing one at a time, I do the top of one all the way down, get to the end here, go down to the top of the next one, go back the other way. So I'm basically just turning it back and forth. Makes it really quick, really easy. And when you're sewing it down, you want to hit nothing but the top edge. If you sew down the bottom edge, you have no... That's a lot to take out. Part of the point of tucks of any kind, especially in kids' clothing and in petticoats, is you can take them in, or you can put them in or take them out depending on how tall you are. Or in the case of children, they are called growth tucks. Growth tucks you can put in if you are starting over and have a very small child, whereas as they're growing, you can take them out. That way, the clothing is growing with them. We've kind of fallen away from that in the past couple decades, but 150 years ago, that was the way kids' clothing was made, and it's actually really smart because then you're not having to go out and spend ungodly amounts of money on your child. But yeah, this was really quick, but it got the point across, I hope. If you guys have any questions, please ask. When these are actually done, I will put pictures on Facebook. And just as a kind of throw out there at the moment, other than the Facebook page, been trying to work on an actual website. So if you all are interested at any point, I will have I'll tell y'all about it on here and on Facebook as well, so that you all can go and check it out. Kind of be blog-ish, but also a place where you can actually send in orders. I am trying to progressively set up a shop of sorts, preferably not in the basement as we are in now because this is sewing space, but one day it will happen. But yeah, if y'all have any questions, go to the Facebook page. I already have some things set up on there of if you are interested in anything being made, send me a message on there or even through here on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you would, please. And yeah, I believe that's it. Tune in on Friday on Facebook. We are going Facebook Live, and we will be talking about decorating the house in mourning. So very 1860s Victorian mourning. If you've been on there, you would have seen, well, even on here, we did our first video of full mourning, half mourning, and now we are decorating the house. And we will see where it goes from there after that point for Fashion Fridays or Fabric Fridays. I haven't figured out my next fabric yet either. So, with that, I will bid you all good night, and I will see y'all next time.